Welcome to the StubHub Center in Carson, California for Los Dos, the LA Galaxy 2's first ever U.S. Pro playoff appearance. The third-seeded Galaxy 2 playing host to the Rochester Rhinos as this half of the bracket taking shape with the winner taking on the winner between Sacramento Republic and the Wilmington Hammerheads. Alan Hopkins alongside Ralph Perez. So glad you could join us. A terrific evening weather-wise here, and a great evening as well for Galaxy 2 in their first year in existence, getting themselves the number 3 overall seed, hosting a playoff game with an opportunity to get into that last four. Ralph, your thoughts on what this Galaxy 2 side have done throughout the course of the year, and a couple of keys for them to be successful against a very good and stingy defensive-minded Rochester Rhinos team tonight.
Well, I think one of the things that's happened all year long for the Galaxy 2, and I think you heard the quote this week from Kurt Anoffel, being this team that's really a feeder, a supplier for the first team, getting players to move up, players moving back down, getting players prepared for the first team. That's the ultimate goal. But with all that being said, they've had a good year overall, and they found themselves in the position they're in right now. One of the things, again, is it's a very young team. So when they're playing a lot of these other teams like tonight's team, Rochester, they're playing a group of guys that are older, more experienced. So these young players have had a good year of learning. And the good thing for them is that they've played a whole season. They've gotten competitive games. But one of their faults, if there is one, that's been a concern for me, is that they haven't been a team that they play a good first half. They've had more good first halves and poor second halves. They've let a lot of games get away from them in the second half, and that's youth. That's part of them understanding the importance of playing consistent in both halves.
It's an excellent point, and it is win or go home. The biggest upset, no doubt, of the entire playoffs occurred earlier. Harrisburg City Islanders, the 8th seed, the last team to get into this quarterfinal playoff setup here in USL Pro, upset Orlando City, bound for MLS. The regular season champs once again at this level of American soccer are out. In fact, that side of the bracket, Richmond playing host to Harrisburg City, so anything can happen. And for Los Dos, it's a classic matchup, Ralph, of offense versus defense, as Rochester had a USL Pro best 10 shutouts, allowing well under a goal per game against a very good Galaxy 2 team that was the third best team in terms of scoring goal and had the third best goal scorer on the books in Chandler Hoffman, who, as Ralph just mentioned, has been one of those handful of players for Los Dos who have found themselves in the first team as the Galaxy surging in their MLS pursuits as well. Free entry tonight, free parking, and a good crowd on hand here for this first ever appearance in the postseason for Galaxy 2. And I thought your point, Ralph, to open things up was excellent. This team, and always a sign of inexperience, is the inability to keep results, to see off games, and to win matches. And they've dropped a number of points from winning positions. And maybe, had they not done so, perhaps could have been the number 1 overall seed, although Orlando was excellent from top to bottom throughout the course of the year.
Well, I think you can see right here the Galaxy are settling in. They're moving the ball well. They've got Rochester already back into their half. And one of the things that this young team has done, the DOS, is when they've played their matches on this pitch in the StubHub Center, they've done very well with utilizing the spacing.
They really have, and they love playing on a big field. Daniel Sterdes, his header ends up being kept by Johnny Mendoza. Mendoza used to play for Orlando City. Speaking of the Lions, probing ball will be out of the reach of the number 10, J.C. Banks. Well,
one of the things, Alan, that you're going to see here tonight, and obviously, as you know, playoffs have a different ring to it now. Now it's like you said, win or go home, all the pressure. So let's see how these young players handle that tonight.
The defensive-minded Rhinos with some early possession here, working on that left-hand side onside. Chance for the Rhinos to get one into the box. A low ball ended up being side-footed away by Villarreal, wearing number 61 in the home whites. Good team defending that time. Good work by Rafa Garcia, the captain. Main appearance with the first team, and a foul ends up being called on Obasi. Obasi, one of the more experienced players for this Rhino side. Kurt Analfo in the sweater tonight, urging his troops forward. Good movement off the ball, no foul. Second ball cleaned up very nicely by Andre, and in the end, it is a foul for Los Dos, and they'll play quickly. Bradford Jamison the fourth, his first real look at it. He's knocked off the ball. Tony Walls can't complete the sequence. Here's Garcia cleaning things up as he does, the captain for Los Dos. Now to the far side. Back to Garcia, not a bad ball. No problem at all, though, by John McCarthy. Played his college ball at LaSalle. Poor distribution there. This Rhinos team gave up 25 goals this season. Second fewest. Only first place Orlando City gave up more, or gave up fewer, I should say, at 24. And McCarthy led the league, the top goalkeeper statistically, with 10 clean sheets and a .72 goals against average. See how organized from our vantage point, Ralph, this Rhinos team is. You can see the lines and the blocks they have set up. It's going to be very difficult for Los Dos tonight. Patience probably going to be a virtue and a key for success.
Well, I think the last time they played the Galaxy, you know, if they looked at the tape of that game, it's already mirroring that game. They're sitting in, they're waiting for the Galaxy to come and attack and be there and win it, and then look for their moments to go forward once they've defended well.
Los Dos finished with 51 points in the regular season. Rochester tied with Wilmington with 38. On the giveaway, toe poke forward, contact at the top of the box. That one ripped in hard, but straight on the line to McCarthy. Good work that time by Chandler Hoffman, another player that's bounced back and forth, has some first team minutes this year. Good toe poke away. Hoffman having a very good year, 13 goals, third best scorer in the USL Pro division this year. And the most dangerous thing, the most dangerous weapon a striker can have is confidence, and clearly his has been built up by getting regular minutes and regular goals at this level. Garcia, good little second ball flick. Hoffman trying to sniff it out. Pat McMahon was there, though. The right back, good cover. Came over and just hooked it away. Get a whistle going the other way. Rochester just one of two teams, Ralph, to earn a victory here this season, defeating Galaxy 2 by a 2-1 scoreline on June the 11th. Rochester was up 2-0. Mendoza and Dixon, who are in the starting 11 for the Rhinos tonight, got the goals in the first half before Garcia got them within one with a quarter hour to go, and the Rhinos held on for a big-time road victory.
Well, you know, recalling that game, you know, one of the things that, you know, again and again, what I think Rochester does well is just what you're seeing right now. Look how they compact that field and put the Galaxy into tight spaces.
Another giveaway. Charlie Rugg able to win it initially, and now the Galaxy will just string together some possession here early. 7th minute. No score between these two teams. 3rd seed versus 6th in the USL Pro playoff bracket. One huge upset already with, I believe, the 2-time regular season champions Orlando City losing to Harrisburg, 8 versus 1. 1 is out. Broken up initially by Jaime Villarreal. Now being kept by Dragan Stoichkov from Macedonia. Garcia and Stoichkov work a very nice 1-2. Stoichkov still going. Promising sequence here. Rugg, Hoffman making a clearing run. That ball to Bradford Jamison off the mark. Here's Rugg, blocked in front. Will it be out for a corner? It will not. Good hustle by McMahon. And he is down, landing awkwardly on his right shoulder. And then now holding on to his left. And he is writhing in pain. Ooh, and his left arm got caught underneath him as he went diving head first.
The whole sequence was a little odd how he went down, and you didn't think much of it, and then all of a sudden you see him thriving in pain. And
Luis Softner is the backup. Excuse me, Ralph. And
yeah. So those are things that you can never plan for when you get into the playoffs. Certain things like that happen. I recall that. If you recall, in 1999, he's Defender of the Year. Robin Frazier has a collision with Lassiter, lands on his shoulder. Boom, he's out of the game 7 minutes in,
call.
and then you got to change everything. And then obviously changing your goalie, who's had the year he's had, that could be a major loss if he can't continue the match.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that right now looks like he's gonna get up. He's leaning on, checking that shoulder out.
Yeah,
but,
he is. He's got his hands in his face.
It's going to be a hard decision because you can't have a hurt goalkeeper.
No.
And you can't wait for him to shake something out. So you either got to be 100% or because you're taking a high risk there.
You would have rather had him concede the corner kick. You're talking about one of the best goalkeepers, and he went sprawling. And as he dove head first, his left arm caught underneath him, and now he's got that arm raised up here in the 10th minute.
Well, it's going to always be interesting to me. He's been there, and he's being given time now. He's handling the ball. The referee's checking it out. But this is definitely at least 3 minutes of stoppage here.
That's right.
Now does the ref add that back on?
Refs are sometimes in the first half. They always seem to be conservative in terms of stoppage in the first half, and in the second half, the pendulum seems to swing some other way.
Hey, it's throwing, Kyle, it's throwing.
So the first talking point in this playoff game here in Kernanolfo, to your point, right on cue, Ralph, making sure the fourth official knows he wants those minutes added on, especially as his team was building some momentum. Nonetheless, when it was all said and done, it was a Galaxy throw-in. We resume play again. Let's see if they test him early. Always hard to find that restart button when you got a little bit of flow and you have an early injury, just when you're starting to work up the proverbial lather. Good ball looking for Hoffman. Cleared away that time by Kyle Hoffer. And ball. They're trying to get Bradford Jamison to force some touches, but here, approaching the first quarter of an hour, none yet. With a very talented player. Local guy. Kind of got a little bit of the modified Yassi Zardes, almost as if they're going to the same barber. Blonde on top. Garcia always providing support. Cal State Northridge product. Rolls it. Now he plays a left-footed probing ball going for Rugg. Rugg off his chest. Toe poked away. Good early ball. Here comes the overlap. Jamison doesn't see it. Now plays in the support to Blee. Blee one-on-one. Blee gets inside. Blee shrugs off the challenge. Blee tried to walk the tightrope. Somehow, some way on the ground, he got a touch and then fisted by McCarthy, holding that left arm, but the right one works just fine. Chance for a quick counter. Galaxy 2 all over the second ball. They keep possession. Good sequence here. And in the end, McCarthy will just haul it in. Number 22 in red.
That was a great chance there. You know, Blee did a nice job getting around, and even when he was down, you were questioning whether he was taken down.
That's right.
And while he was down, he just kept it alive. But again, the keeper came up well.
Garcia covering ground early. Ball back to Perk. First time I called his name. Rochester, not that much possession early on, but they'll get a chance to hang on to it here. Looking for the quick ball forward by the captain, looking for the captain, Tyler Rosenlund, who played at college ball at UCSB. Here's that sequence you're talking about right here. Ooh, good call, Ralph. And I would agree with you. You saw it first time on the replay. Shouts for a penalty could have certainly been made, as Blee had gotten forward in a good spot, and the Rhinos defender there was caught in a bad spot. Lucky to get away there. Villarreal sprays a good ball to the right side. Good early rhythm by the men in white. Ooh, a missed clearance here. McCarthy, ooh, up high. Oof. He had that right knee up to protect himself. Stoichkov. Well, Ralph, you hit on the top, and I love the point. It is the postseason, and that's the kind of challenge where no one was going to give. McCarthy now the one actually a little bit shaken up. Stoichkov did well there.
Yeah, here's the replay. It was a misplayed ball, another misplayed ball, 2 in a row. And again, he does a good job just going for it, and then the keeper comes in. He luckily got his hand up to protect himself, because if he doesn't, Stoichkov would probably be still down on the ground.
Yeah, that's a great point, because it looked like he let his shoulder take the brunt of that challenge as opposed to his face, which is always a good way of going about things. Great evening here. 15th minute, no score. 3rd seed Galaxy 2 hosting the 6th seed Rhinos. The Rhinos, this is how they want this game to be played. Slower pace, few chances, and let their defense, second best in the league, best remaining in the postseason right now, take hold and do what it's done all season long. This is a team that has already come here this season and gotten the 3 points. Can they make it 2 for 2? Good tackle that time. And that's going to be a whistle foul and a card. And I believe that's going to go on J.C. Banks. Rhinos wearing the green and white. In fact, it's going to be on Rosenlund, the captain. Green and yellow, I should say.
The coaching staff for Rochester is not agreeing with the yellow card, saying that, you know, he just put his foot out. It wasn't malicious. It wasn't vicious. And obviously, it's interpretation. But I think, you know, again, you know, for me, the Galaxy are, you know, show a little bit more speed, and that's what they've got to utilize, their quickness of how they have some players there that can be utilized, and Hoffman being one of them. And they've got to find, and he's got to find both, you know, them and Jamison got to get, Galaxy got to find him a little more and get him the ball, because I think that matchup's a good one.
The Rhinos have been fairly flat, it seems, and that's why that good, well-timed run and long ball over the top at times showed to be something the Galaxy can work on. Bob Lilly, the head coach for Rochester.
He's been around in the USL leagues, you know, all over, in about 3 or 4 franchises.
Howard Coley's been there for a long time.
Yes.
There was some talk, as you may remember, Ralph, late 90s when the Rhinos won the U.S. Open Cup. I believe they beat the Rapids in the final '99. There was some legitimate buzz about them getting a team, but of course the league at that time was looking for fewer teams. Contraction, that ball squeaks out of play. And in the end, the Metro Stars rebranded.
No, you're right. I mean, when the league started in '96, the Rhinos were getting crowds that were substantial, and there was a franchise and there was a buzz. They were saying they were going to build them a stadium that they might come into the league, and then obviously they legitimized themselves by winning the U.S. Open Cup. So it's a storied franchise in the USL League. And they had some players there. One of them that I just saw recently in Vegas, Lean Steenkamp, South African player, who was
great
very,
shout
very
right
good.
there. Good player.
And so
that was a time when some of the best players playing in America played in this league still.
Yeah, because the salaries, some of the clubs were paying very well. Well, at the start of MLS, they were being very smart with the salaries and having a salary cap issue situation.
So the game is even now. It's been pushed more toward the middle third, as the Rhinos been able to push that line. Keep the game very condensed right now. No score yet, 19th minute. Advantage played here. Johnny Mendoza quickly takes the throw in. The Rhinos do look like a team that is not going to be rattled whatsoever. And you mentioned the experience. Galaxy 2, between 17 and 23 years of age, and late 20s, early 30s, a lot of players on this Rhinos roster, as you would expect. Kyle Hoffer, his long ball, too long, and it'll be a Galaxy goal kick.
Well, I think what happens with, not only with your style of play, but what you want to do and what you want to achieve. And clearly now we've played almost 20 minutes. Rochester's got to be happy at being a roadside, and it's still 0-0.
Jamison cuts inside, throttles down, dribbles out of trouble, and eventually is taken off the ball by Tony Walls. Good step over and go that time by Obasi, but it was tackled away. A lot of the ball for the Rhinos on the far left-hand side of their attack. That's a friendly carom for the visitors from Rochester, New York. Tough first touch, well done. Hoffman releases Jamison. Jamison trying to turn it into a track meet. Covers a lot of ground. Now looking for some help, but look at the Rhinos double teaming. Jamison split the double team. Second ball given away. Blee looking to play quickly. Villarreal keeps it moving. Daniel Stetis, number 44 in white. And this is where Galaxy 2 like to show what they can do. Keep possession. The guys in the back are sequence starters. Very comfortable. That ball out of the reach of Rugg. It's an errant touch, but cleared away by McCarthy. Bradley Diallo. Ball looking for Hoffman. Rugg on the touch. Held on to very nicely that time by Alex Dixon. Dixon used to play for the Dynamo for a time from Texas. Played his ball in North Carolina. Basically the only front runner tonight, Ralph. It's going to be him and him alone, it seems, when they get the ball up to the final third of their attack without any support.
He's a good player, and I thought the last time they played, I thought he was very, very good for them.
He's on the ball here. The flag stays down. Perk stays home. A chance for the Rhinos, and they score. J.C. Banks. It looked offside. The flag stayed down. Kurt Adolfo disagrees. I thought it was offside as well. I think he was a step or two offside. We didn't have the best angle give him credit. He ends up just taking his chance off the underside of the bar and in. And the recipe for the upset, staying home, survive the early storm, and take your chance. Their first shot on goal finds the back of the net. Appeared to be offside. We only got one really good look at it on the replay here in the booth here at the StubHub Center.
Well, I thought that he was off, and I thought that, you know, he did well to finish it. But again, this is the game we love in theater. You know, they get one chance down, and they bury it. And now, you know, when you set up a game plan and a master plan on the road in the playoffs, that's you know, perfectly played out. You know, you're up 1-0 as the visitor, and now you can still stay with the way you want to play.
What do you think right here, Ralph? What do you think right here? How tight is this? We're looking at the replay right now. I thought he was offside from that, but again, we did not have the perfect line there. Nonetheless, it is what it is. Adversity here in the first ever playoff game for Galaxy 2.
It was closer when you see the replay, because of the text. One of the Galaxy players are stepping up to try to make it a flatter and an easier decision, and I think the referee punished him for that, saying he was stepping up as the ball was played.
I didn't see if it was status or not. It was certainly tough. He was stepping, and Ralph, you called it, Dixon. He's been very good against the Galaxy. He laid off a really nice technical ball right there, a little soccer tennis.
No, he laid a dynamite pass on, you know, perfectly.
Banks crushed it.
And I mean, Banks really crushed it, because, you know, usually when you're in like that, it's a lot of pressure to put it past the keeper. And when he hit it, I thought maybe it was going to go over the top, but it got right underneath the crossbar and went in. And
he got his money's worth there. He was not going to be denied, at least in terms of velocity.
So now the young Galaxy team really has to settle down, and plenty of time, but, you know, they've got to now stay with the game plan.
Rhino's going to be confident, because this is exactly how they drew it up. Another misheader here. Rugg back to goal. Got a little flick. Jamison. And this will be the first corner kick of the match. Goes to the men in white, Galaxy 2. Rugg did well there, back to goal. Just got enough of his side foot on the right peg to it. Jamison didn't shy away. He went strong into that. And the hard carom leads to a corner. Need good service here. Andre Arras, I should say, the Frenchman, ready to hit the in-swinger.
He's trying to move the mic out of his way to the field mic.
Little house cleaning, I should say. Ball keeps the keeper at home. Rugg got a piece of it. McCarthy was impeded. Remember, he hurt that left shoulder early. He went up and realized maybe it was his right arm was going to be the best chance of hauling it in, and did so. 26th minute, the Rhinos leading, courtesy. Goal scored by J.C. Banks. A Milwaukee native just hit a right-footed rocket that beat Perk after, and what Kurt Onalfo would say, a controversial non-offside call. It was tough to see. To be fair, it was close. The benefit of the doubt goes to the attacking team and the Rhinos, the beneficiaries of the flag staying down.
Well, the thing that makes that a little bit even more upsetting is it's right in front of your bench.
Yes.
The linesman's call, and I know that Becerra and Kurt both felt that there was an offside call missed, but you know, no here, no there. It's a situation now where they've got to move on and get ready and try to figure out how they can get one here to equalize this.
J.C. Banks coming around the outside. Rugg had it broken up. Onalfo, I should say, much more boisterous here, trying to pick up his team here. The winner takes on the winner of Sacramento and Wilmington. That match kicking off at the exact same time. We'll get you an update when we can. Galaxy looking for an equalizer. Rugg! Oh, Jamison! The follow, handball! Yes! Penalty kick! LA Galaxy. Bradford Jamison hit a right-footed rocket of his own. The rebound came out quickly. Villarreal, Johnny on the spot, hammered it hard. And there you have it. A chance to equalize. Well, just about 5 minutes after conceding.
Well, you know what happened there was a good hit by Jamison.
My goodness,
he caught all of it and buried it. Obviously here again, you know, it's a PK call. You know, again and again, what you find in all these calls around the world is the arm moving to the ball, is the arm by the side. It's always such a tough call, and you know what it really does. You know, as we all know, penalty kicks are so huge. I mean, because it's a good opportunity to score, and Hoffman's going to take this one, I think. And he's going to hit it with his left, and let's see what happens here.
Right before the half an hour mark, chance for Los Dos to level things here. Hoffman, save! Rebound, put away! Oh, the Rhinos got caught ball watching. Hoffman stayed alert, picked up his own rebound. Oh, that's old school follow your own shot. I tell you what, he hit the second one better than the first one. We're tied at 1 here at the StubHub Center.
No, the initial save by McCarthy was good. He read it well, got down low, parried it back, and then, you know, it wasn't easy to hit it back the way the ball came back, but he took it with the inside of his foot and pushed it to the far post. And we never got to see the replay of that on the handball. Maybe we can at halftime, but clearly, you know,
well, each coach
is now saying, hey, we got a handball call that we got a little screw, we got an offside. So at the end of the day here, we're tied 1-1.
Here it is, Ralph. Yes, I believe so. You saw how hard the left hand came around. Meanwhile, the Rhinos trying to reclaim the lead. Dixon again, that man, the danger man for the Rhinos in the neon green boots this evening here. Surface walked it earlier, is outstanding. And I think considering two clubs play here and Los Dos from time to time, the surface is very good.
Well, no question, the resodding after the CrossFit games, this new turf has settled in.
It has.
The field looks good, and it's obviously with the weather that we're having here in LA, it's always good weather to get your Bermuda grass fields growing and nourishing and the way you want them to be plush.
Kept by Rosenlund. Long ball looking for Dixon. Garcia swivels those hips. He is a tidy player. He's been very disciplined tonight, hanging back.
Well, he's normally playing defensive midfield.
Yeah, he's playing
most
on the
of
right.
the year. They've played him 1 or 2 games as a right back, and I think tonight was a little bit of let's secure down the right side, because clearly he can play both spots very, very well.
And sometimes got to get your best 11 on the field, and I think Villarreal has kind of come on for them. And that's a good problem to have when you're a coach.
Well, I mean, you know, they have some players here. I mean, you know, in the game last week, Mendiola really got injured up in Sacramento.
Yep. He's another player that's made the jump all the way to the first team as well for some minutes.
I mean, the game stopped for, I think, 20, 30 minutes. That's how bad the injury was.
No score between Sac Republic and Wilmington. Their game kicking off at the same time. chance if Wilmington wins, Los Dos would host a chance to go to the USL Pro Final. You got to play feet there. In the end, it'll be cleaned up and restarted. One thing you know, Garcia is so good on the ball. Good ball by Garcia to get things going. Villarreal and Arias are out of position, and they come back, and we could get a yellow card here. Diallo came in strong.
In our lineups here, we didn't really get the names of the ref, but the ref looks familiar to me. I think it's Dan Ramford, but I could be wrong.
Well, right on cue, my friend, it is Daniel Radford, Luis Gutierrez, Alexander Lutman, and Alejandro Maniscal, the fourth official. Is there a ref you don't know?
Well, I just had him on Wednesday night with our game with Laverne College, so he's a good upcoming ref, and I see his future very bright as a referee in this country.
Early ball in here. Hoffman knocked off the ball. Tell you what, Rochester not rattled. Things still very much a win for them. Heading into the final 15 minutes. They're level on the road. Jamison covering back, able to get a piece of it. He'll play back to Perk. Perk gives it right back first time. He'll start all over again. Garcia asking for the switch. Ambitious ball forward, cleaned up. Rugg. Both teams actually technically pretty sharp tonight. Doing a good job of taking care of the ball when they're on it. Haven't seen too many technical miscues. Jamison and Blee connect on the near side. Diallo to Blee. One Frenchman to another. Long ball looking for Hoffman. The keeper's out. That's a foul from behind. Villarreal was trying to win it back. Record-breaking temperatures here in the Southland, but a great night here in the South Bay in Carson. Final 10 minutes, half number one, 1-1. Goals exchanged. First, Tony Walls, or J.C. Banks, excuse me, for the visitors from New York. And Chandler Hoffman getting his 14th goal in regular season, now playoffs here in the USL Pro League from the penalty spot after Villarreal had a hard shot handled in the box after Jamison had a highlight leaping right-footed volley that was saved at point-blank range by McCarthy. Third best attack, Los Dos this season. Second best defense. Alex suddenly played a Cal with a touch there in that sequence. Given away, Villarreal keeps it. Garcia back to goal, spring it. Hoffman. Suddenly. Good looking ball, looking for Dixon. Garcia in full sprint. Dixon taken off the ball by Garcia. That's outstanding defending. And the crowd showing their appreciation for Rafizi's play. Villarreal. Tough ball back from Rugg. Suddenly a local product, number 24 for the Rhinos from Capistrano Beach. Went to Cal. Played for Grimer. Kevin Grimes up there.
He's done a great job up there at Cal Berkeley, Kevin Grimes.
He has. He's had some high picks in the MLS draft. No call there. Hoffman, Rugg, Jamison. Oh, that's a good recovery. Hard takedown tackle that time by Obasi.
That's what they do have. They have some guys
They
in
have
the
some
back
grown men.
Yeah, who can break up plays. And I think Rugg and Jamison and Hoffman have to realize quick play. You know, don't hold it too long. Otherwise, it's going to be a crunching tackle coming.
That's a asset, an ability, a tool that oftentimes many young defenders don't realize. Yes, you want to be going the ball. You need to start sequences. But can you break up plays? And fundamentally, can you stop sequences? Can you get in passing lanes? Can you be disruptive? Are you hard to play against? Those are still, for me, the hallmarks and benchmarks for any coach at a high level.
One other thing there that's so critical for me is the art of tackling.
Well, that one swung in. McCarthy didn't know where he's at. And he's lucky Blee didn't put that more on target. That had some late bend to it. And McCarthy went flailing at it. In the end, no harm done.
So now for this young Galaxy team, this is what I'm sure Kurt has addressed to them. Hey, let's finish the half well. Let's make sure we don't give anything and see if we can still get one.
Boy, he's McCarthy lucky. Suddenly foul from behind. He's able to get enough, and now Blee went down as well. Left leg he's looking at, holding. Didn't quite see what happened there.
Well, you know, I
it was off the ball.
Yeah, it was definitely something
behind
there
the play.
You know, one of the things that as we watch the replay here now, you know, players coming in and then just reaching. And it just seems like he just.
That was a professional foul right there, wasn't it?
I think he's fine. I think he was just making like he's hurt so he doesn't get booked.
Great point, because he left that leg out there. Hard tackles. Those two exchanging pleasantries. Great ball by Dixon. Goal scorer Banks had a look at it. This is where Rochester is better than advertised, because they have enough smart players on the ball. Case in point here. Ooh, the run not quite there. The idea was a good one. It's a very good match so far. 40th minute, 1-1. Galaxy have already come from a goal down once this evening. Rochester came here in June and won 2-1. So clearly they know they can do it all over again. Love the sense of urgency we're seeing. This is a playoff match. Winner go home. The winner to take on the winner on the other side of the bracket, Sacramento Republic and Wilmington. No score last check there. Harrisburg and Richmond in the upset special on the other side of this USL Pro semifinal that's taking shape as we speak.
And those two games obviously were played this earlier on the East Coast, and now we got the two West Coast games going, one here and one up the road in Sacramento.
LA Galaxy won, if you will, up in the California Classico for tomorrow, taking on San Jose. No Landon Donovan. He was booked midweek in Montreal, so he will not be able to add to his assault toward another record. League's most assists. Seems to be adding to it. Good little run here. This time the flag is up for offside. Inside the final 5 minutes. First ever appearance for LA Galaxy 2. And I said this a couple of weeks ago on the air, and someday now, Ralph, there's going to be a player, probably in, I'd say, 8 to 9 years, who's playing LA Galaxy, South Bay club soccer, going to be an academy player, going to play for the USL Pro team and make it all to the first team. And that's really what it's about. It's about a clear pathway to realizing your dreams. And that's what a lot of these players have been able to experience. And what a great opportunity to really really develop players in a structured environment. Galaxy 2 have their own training sessions, ability for these players to hop in first team training, which you know is an important thing, because once the season begins, you start playing once, twice a week. You need practice guys, and instead of having practice bodies, you're having players under your contract, under your supervision, under your development plan. They're getting meaningful minutes, so it's been a win-win, considering that this started all the way back in March. You're right behind us, or in front, depending on your perspective here, Cal State Dominguez Hills, the track stadium.
Well, I think now what you can see happening in this game here, and I think that, you know, what has occurred is that clearly for me now it's gotten to a point where I think Rochester is getting a little more comfortable coming out. You know,
and they're turning into a little bit of a slug fight too.
Well, I mean, I think that, you know, when you get into playoff games, you're going to have
anyway.
No, you're going to have more of what we call fouling and more of, you know, fighting for balls, as we see another yellow card being issued.
Curran-Alpha wasn't happy on the offside non-call. Now doesn't like the card, the yellow card as well. I believe it was Stetis. Dragan Stoichkov, actually the one. Stoichkov in the books. And that's Stetis with the header away here in the 44th minute. Garcia on the challenge. Did he get a nick? It did. Good hustle by the Canoga Park native. Here's that foul right here, Ralph. That ends up becoming a yellow card. And that was the things that make you go, as that.
Well, I think both coaches were unhappy. Yeah, unhappy about the Rhinos coach. Wasn't happy about the yellow his guy got, and you know, those are things you don't want to accumulate in the playoffs either. Yellow card accumulations to miss a game in the playoff.
Foul going against the Galaxy. Rugg going into the book now. Okay, so successive yellow cards here. Rugg on that challenge. An elbow is what the Rhinos are saying. We'll have to see on the replay. On his feet is Kyle Hoffer from New Jersey, a local Northeast guy. Let's see here, Ralph, your opinion on the replay. There's no elbow at all and very little contact. Wow, that was a made-up call, if you will. I was expecting to see the little forearm shiver and elbow, and in the end, it was absolutely nothing.
Well, you know, I think one of the things sometimes it's always about the angle, the position that you have, and how players really react to certain situations. He's coming off, and there is a little bit of, I'm not sure if there's blood.
He assumed. Yep.
Boy.
So Rafael Garcia, the captain, obviously said too much in his defense of his teammate. And as a captain, you would believe he would have a longer leash. So 3 yellow cards in about 90 seconds of game time. And we're into our second half stoppage time. So this match has come to a grinding halt. Meanwhile, Dixon couldn't throttle down as he got those feet moving quite quickly. Good foot raise here. Steris did well, showing good pace. Number 44, the center back for the Galaxy 2. All righty.
So through all of that, I never did get to see how much time, added time, the referee did award because we saw, the cards and the collisions and replays.
I didn't see the fourth official did, mainly because I was trying to keep track of the cautions. So both sides seem content to exit for the tunnel in the same way that this first half began, even, although both have added a tally on the board. Hoffman with a penalty kick to cancel out the blast off the underside of the bar by J.C. Banks. Hoffman had his initial penalty kick effort saved. Quick to respond and hammered in the rebound, tucked it home nicely. Stoikov, Stetis. Jamison making a good run, looking for the long diagonal, ball doesn't come. Arias, Diallo, Blee in attack mode. Jamison, his run creates space. Galaxy 2 not done yet. This is promising. Can they get the good service? Can they get the final pass? Garcia looking for the ball, gets it on his right foot. Left-footed cross in. Jamison and Rugg in the same space, and that is how half number one comes to an end. Each team with a couple of jabs, a couple of right hooks that have landed, but they will find themselves no worse for wear in this very tight USL Pro quarterfinal game. 1-1 after 45. And Ralph, your thoughts on what you saw? It was choppy as the fouls picked up and the yellow cards as well, but not too bad of what we saw in the first stanza.
Well, I think now, I think that both teams have a clarity of what they're trying to do. I mean, obviously, Rochester's doing what they do best: sit in, be compact, look for their moments to counter. I think the Galaxy, at times are getting the ball wide, building it, but a little bit inconsistent as well as the game wears on. And that's the challenge now. I mean, that's the real challenge for this young Galaxy team, getting a little bit more opportunities going forward. And I think that's, where Rugg and Hoffman have got to be a little bit better in their spacing. I see sometimes a duplication of the same things, and I think they need to spread a little bit more, and I think they need to find both wide guys in the second half, the Galaxy, to have some variance and variety in their attack.
Oh, it feels like the postseason has arrived, and it has. 1-1 in this tight quarterfinal contest. Third-seeded Galaxy 2-1. And the Rochester Rhinos won after 45 minutes of action. We'll step aside when we come back. We'll have the second half for you here at the StubHub Center in Carson, California. As USL Pro playoff soccer continues.
We are America's greatest soccer club, claiming our league's greatest prize 4 times. Now we're hungrier than ever to bring glory to our great city of LA and capture a record 5th MLS Cup for our fans. We are the LA Galaxy. Great seats are still available for these exciting matches. Visit LAGalaxy.com for tickets now.
onto it. He's through on the keeper. Will shoot and score. Donovan! A goal from the heavens.
Here's a cross for Buttle. Almost got it. Did! Donovan finds it. Scores from nothing.
Donovan then ricochets into the net. Landon Donovan with the goal. And the captain has scored. Classic. Donovan scores again. Donovan, far post.
A wonder goal from Donovan.
Donovan. Can he make it? He does. Goal. Galaxy.
And Landon Donovan is the match winner.
Open man. Donovan. Goal.
Oh, yeah!
Donovan.
Landon Donovan has set the record!
Welcome back. Halftime here at the StubHub Center in Carson, California. The first ever USL Pro playoff appearance for Galaxy 2. 45 minutes of action in the books. The 6th seed Rochester Rhinos took the lead before the Galaxy pulled one back right before the half-an-hour mark. We're level at 1-1 here. Let's take a look at the highlights. A bit of controversy early on. The flag stays down. And this hard right-footed rocket gets us underway, opens the scoring in minute 22, Ralph. Good finish when it was all said and done.
Well, you know, one of the referee assessor guys that were just in here, George Nugent, had a comment, and you know, it looks like, you know, in both situations, both coaches are feeling that, hey, maybe the calls weren't right. I mean, Galaxy were fortunate on their goal, though. I mean, the penalty was saved, and you know, it was a great shot here by Jamison at the penalty spot.
Great technique, timed his run, hit it well. McCarthy the save. And then this great little half volley. And then you see the hard whip around. And I actually was critical of Rochester early, but the rebound actually fell perfectly to Hoffman. He wasn't going to not be first with this ball. You see a couple of Rhinos coming here late when it's all said and done. Hoffman, though, his 14th goal in the regular season, first in the postseason. Good work so far for Hoffman, the 3rd leading goal scorer in USL Pro. All right, Ralph, real quick before we step aside, one of your keys, second half adjustments for Galaxy 2.
Well, I think real quick, they got to come out of the gate. You know, they got to pick the tempo up. I think they got to dictate tempo by their play, meaning that they got to move it, they got to get it wide, they got to keep it. I think Rochester's very happy with just letting the Galaxy have the ball, moving it, because they are sitting in well. So what they got to do now, I think in the second half, for me, the Galaxy, is they've got to try to get some people to come. They need Rafa Garcia to come in there. They need Blee. I mean, that one movement that Blee got down to the corner there was really good. I mean, you know, but we need to see him coming more.
Well, the Rhinos came back here in June and won 2-1. This match setting up similarly. We'll see what happens here. Time for us to step aside. When we come back, we'll have the second half kickoff for you as the Rhinos and the Galaxy tied at 1 in this USL Pro quarterfinal matchup.
It's the LA Galaxy on the road at the Montreal Impact, and with a chance to take over first place in the MLS Western Conference.
Really important we take a look at Montreal Impact. The one player that really stands out that has done a whole lot for this team, Ignacio Piatti, number 10. He's the player that has made this offense, the top 4, something special. And Brian Rowe in the goal. That's going to be one of his second start for the season. And then as we move through, a lot of attention has been put on the man, of course, Landon Donovan with the retirement, and we've seen a change in his play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players ready to go forward.
Our contest is underway to come back to Omar Gonzalez. 4 goals and 3 assists now. Here's Keane. That broken up and back into midfield. The ball through for DeVio. This looks good for Montreal. The Galaxy trying to get numbers back. DeVio to the near post, and it's out of play. Goal kick here for LA.
This is a great ball put through by Ignacio Piatti right to DeVio. We talked about that combination and how well they work together. A good run by DeVio, how he holds himself, makes sure that he is onside. And with the Galaxy playing 3 in the back, there's going to be that space on the outside.
Good ball here by Robbie Keane into the stride of Vucinic. There's Landon Donovan now. Sarvas has no support on the right side. He cuts it back in. It's be cleared to midfield. DeVio. Find Piatti. Nice job by Juninho there. Unfortunately, possession still for Montreal. DeVio and Piatti on the attack. DeVio plays it across to the right side. This is a good chance here for Montreal. The shot over the bar. And out of play, Andres Romero was looking to put Montreal on top. The Galaxy make a save there in Brian Rowe. Corner kick.
And this is just an excellent play. You see this ball, just a little bit of a mistouch by Juninho on the tackle, goes to DeVio. And then you see Romero on the far side, wide open. And there's the mistake by the Galaxy. The players coming in too tight together, not knowing where Romero is on the backside. And for Romero, he's going to be thinking about this all night. He's got to put this one in the back of the net, but this is a brilliant save.
Outlets out the left side. Here comes Landon Donovan.
This is the good quick counter by the LA Galaxy, getting that ball to Donovan's feet as quickly as possible.
Landon Donovan. This looks good for Landon. Lets it go. Here comes Keane. His shot to the back post. That'll whistle wide for a goal kick. Nice build-up there between the 2 Galaxy stars.
It's a good little opportunity as you see this ball from Landon Donovan dribbling through the tight space, finds Robbie Keane, and Robbie Keane here just almost does a little check shot. He sees that the defender's in front of him, so doesn't try to hit it too hard, just tries to check it, catching the keeper off balance as he's shifting towards the ball and tries to get it to the back post, but it's just a little bit wide. This formation is very difficult for the Galaxy, the 3-5-2. And for anyone that's been there, 4-4-2, 3-5-2 is difficult to change.
Felipe shakes off Vucinic, gets a pass to Piatti, top of the box, it goes left side. Dilly Duca sends it through, score! DeVio, and Montreal has taken a 1-0 lead.
With this, he can't be losing the ball in the midfield here as Felipe wins it, has a great pass, getting forward. And this little dribbling here that you take inside and the overlapping run outside by Duca draws players, and then DeVio just sneaking in on that backside. Piatti does a good job of bringing it in, and that's what opens up the space, allows Duca that freedom, hurt them in the next match.
Here's Felipe now for Montreal, tries to find Piatti. Galaxy get it back. Landon. Here comes Robbie Keane, working on Kamara, puts it on his left foot. Keane fires, save, rebound, and it's cleared away. Nice job by Robbie Keane. Good job by the goalkeeper Bush, though, taking the angle away. Corner kick, Galaxy.
I mean, that's just a brilliant play by Robbie Keane. We talk about being technically savvy in tight spaces. Well, any striker, take a look at this and the ability of Robbie Keane to send 2 defenders the opposite direction. Now he gets the shot off. Let's give all the credit in the world to...
This looks dangerous for Montreal now, working it to the middle of the park. Felipe's onside. 3 on none. Felipe in on goal. Out comes Rowe. It'll be played across. Piatti's left-footed ball. It is 2-0 Montreal.
Getting caught off guard, reacting slow, and you see the time in the space. See DeVio making an outside run, so that just draws one of the defenders. No one can get around Piatti. It's close as far as the offside call on that one. We'd probably have to see it at a better angle, but here, just in that tight space, Piatti has same way on the other side. A player of his caliber can allow more breaks for the defense.
Here's Gargan now for the Galaxy, plays through for Zardes, who keeps it alive. Keane back in for Landon Donovan, he's onside. Landon can't get the shot away. Now Zardes, and it's saved and cleared away. And Montreal was wondering where the offside call was. Corner kick, LA. Right in front of halftime here. It'll be the final kick.
Now this is just tight spaces, and you see Donovan coming on the near side and very close. It's tough to tell on that first look, but this is a great opportunity and just a...
Donovan again for LA. Here's Sarvis. He's got Juninho. This looks good for Junie. He may have a go at it. Plays it to the back post, and the shot on goal. They score! Jussi Zardes' 15th goal on the season, and the Galaxy are back in this match.
Never gets rid of this ball, and they allow Juninho to step up to the with time and space. Look at all the room that he has over there to tee this up. And yes, it was a shot.
Nice pass here by Sarvis to Landon Donovan. Donovan along the end line plays it through. This will be cleared away. Alan Gordon is on the field for the Galaxy, replacing Husidic. Landon again, plays it again towards the top of the six, cleared away. Rogers has a go and goal, and it's just wide of the far post. Was it deflected? Apparently so, says the linesman. Corner kick for the Galaxy.
Yeah, this was a great shot by Rogers, but you have to give credit to Evan Bush in here. And this is just a few opportunities for the LA Galaxy, but watch Robbie Rogers. He's going to tee this up thinking nothing but going to goal. And then Evan Bush getting himself in the right position just to tip this one wide, outstretched. Great save there. You have Omar Gonzalez still sitting up there waiting for the cross. The Galaxy need to get the ball in. Don't fool around with it too much.
Galaxy want a handball inside the box, won't have it, but they have another chance. Here's Keane, side of the six, plays it through, score! Alan Gordon, and we're tied at 2 apiece here in the 64th minute.
Again here for the LA Galaxy, a great ball out to Robbie Keane. Keane takes that first touch into space, drop.
Welcome back. Half number 2, just moments away. 1-1 the score between the Rhinos and Galaxy 2 in this USL Pro 2014 playoff quarterfinal matchup here at the StubHub Center in Carson, California. Ralph Perez, Alan Hopkins, so glad you could join us on this terrific night here in the South Bay in Southern California in a warm, as an understatement, weekend. The weather is perfect, the surface is great, and we've had a terrific first 45. Let's see if the second holds up. Teams will switch ends. The Rhinos from Rochester, New York in the green and yellow with the vertical. And, of course, the home team, the men in white, Galaxy 2, came from a goal down, 22nd minute. It was a goal by J.C. Banks for the Rhinos. And Hoffman, not once but twice, 2 bites of the cherry, as they say, able to pounce on his own rebound on the penalty kick for his 14th goal in the regular season and postseason this season in the USL Pro division. Foul here. The Rhinos came in already having won 2-1 this season here in California against Galaxy 2. On the season, though, big disparity as Galaxy 2 finished with 15 wins and only 10 for the Rhinos. Good late delayed run here. Johnny Mendoza put in a good ball looking for Dixon. It promptly banged away. Los Dos, 15, 7, and 6. 6 ties or draws on the season. 10, 10, and 8 for the Rhinos. The Rhinos only scored 29 goals this season and 25 allowed. So timely goal scoring and stingy defense, their formula, and that formula so far, Ralph, has been one they've used here early going second half.
Well, I think what the Galaxy now have to try to do, and it's imperative, because tonight now it's not about a draw, it's not about anything but trying to win a match to advance and to go on. So they just got to be careful with always making sure they have the right numbers back, and more importantly, being aware of where their dangerous guys are for Rochester. And then clearly, I think Hoffman and Rugg got to do a better job now of stretching that Rochester defense.
they seemed committed to it early in the first 10 minutes when Rochester was playing fairly flat. You saw a couple of nice, well-timed long balls and corresponding runs, but the Rhinos dealt with them, and it seemed like that was it for the Galaxy. They stopped trying to play in behind, and I think you're right. I think that would be a good way to see if they can shake things up. Step together as a unit in behind and collect a lot of second balls. They have a lot of good natural ball winners in this team right now. Rugg, nice work. Hoffman, and that flashes just wide. And that's good work of making offense come together, Ralph, as you said on cue. Rugg, dynamic, ball winning, combining with Hoffman. Good sequence there.
Well, again, you know, the interception of a bad pass coming out of the back. You know, Hoffman does a little bit of his own magic to turn a defender and then tries to put that shot on goal.
Didn't miss by much.
No, it did not. And that's a good way. I think the Galaxy got to continue that. I think they've got to really try to get on these guys as far as their building out of the back. And it'll be interesting to see how they handle this Rochester. I mean, that's where I think those young legs can pay off, you know, in defensive pressure.
The winner takes on the winner of Sacramento Republic and Wilmington. At halftime, Sac Republic was winning 1-0. Good ball in behind. Chance for the Galaxy, looking for the lead. Good cutback. Stoikov, and he just hit an aimless ball when it was all said and done into the box. Good step up and win by Blee. Can't keep it in play, and it'll be a throw-in for the visitors. Rochester came in 2 wins, 2 losses, and a tie in their last 5 in the regular season. And Galaxy, 2 outstanding, alternating wins and ties in their last 5 to get 3 wins and 2 ties during that stretch. Foul here by Garcia. Reminds me to let you know, Daniel Radford is our official, and he gave yellow cards to 3 Galaxy players in as many minutes, including the captain Garcia, Stoikov, and Charlie Rugg. All 3 still in this match. Extended possession sequence in the Galaxy defensive half. 1-2, kept in. Chance for a Rhinos cross, doesn't come. Tony Walls keeps possession. Hoffer playing with a cut around the left eye, has it bandaged up. That was on the Rugg foul where they actually collided heads. The referee thought it was an elbow. It wasn't the case. We had the benefit of replay, to be fair. Dixon, good looking ball inside. That time suddenly got himself in a position where he wasn't comfortable on the ball. Wasn't a smooth sequence for the former Cal Bear. I'm sure he has a lot of friends and family here. He's from Capistrano Beach. Galaxy 2 throw in. No changes for either team. Thought we might have a goalkeeper change early, Ralph, for the visitors from Rochester, but John McCarthy was down for a good couple of minutes with that left shoulder, but has soldiered on.
Well, I think on nights like this and playoffs, you got to hold on to those subs. You know, there's always that potential of overtime. So, you know, they're gonna try to get the most minutes out of these guys unless something changes in the game where then you have your hand is forced.
Obasi, big tall man, slips it through delicately. Garcia first to it, touches it, wins a little bunny hop after to protect himself. Second ball though won by Walls. Dixon, he's been efficient and he's pacey, gets inside Garcia. Garcia had the inside track and won it back. Good work by Rafa Garcia. Gets another round of applause from the Galaxy 2 fans who've come here tonight on a free evening of soccer. Who doesn't like free? especially down around these parts.
Well, in Los Angeles, free parking, free admission, that's a bargain anywhere in the world, but clearly in LA. But I think, you know, Rafa there shows his upper body strength, and he's always got a fan club at every game with the Galaxy too, being a local player.
Only about, well, 25 miles. Jamison here, only about 25 miles in distance, about an hour in traffic, and a yellow card going to go against the number 15, Pat McMahon. He's been grinding it out on the right-hand side tonight.
Well, this is what you want, though. I mean, you want to get the ball at this young player's foot, Jamison. You know, you want him to have it. You want him in a one-on-one situation, because Bradford can do that and can go at a player. And he's learning now that, you know, a little bit about also how players have to take care of you, meaning foul you, hold you, and not allow you to turn around and beat them on the dribble.
Free kick in a good spot for Galaxy 2, looking for the first lead. Punched away by McCarthy. And then a good sound spell of defense here. We get a whistle.
Well, again, there, Rafa is calling the foul after he made the play and saw that the pass went errant. He's bringing it back and calling the foul, so there would be no advantage.
Bradford Jamison, the fourth, folks, is 18. He'll be 19 on October 18th. Pat McMahon, to tie a bow on Ralph's point earlier, will be 32 in November. So I'm sure they don't listen to the same music with a generation gap between a late 90s kid and an early 80s man. Basu, he's been strong. He just scoops it forward, foot race here. And again, good work by the visitors. Mendoza, cross in, chested down, cleared away by Stetis. Jamison the fourth to Rugg. Rugg didn't play simple, back to goal, gave it away. The Rhinos trying to capitalize, and what a great bit of work to break up that play by Bradley Diallo. Came over from Belgium. It's also been something we didn't mention in the first half. Galaxy 2 have been actively buying players and from other club teams, so it's not just necessarily the kids here in America. They've done a good job of mining some of these top divisions around Europe for good young talent. And hey, who doesn't want to come to LA? Meanwhile, the Rhinos enjoying their most productive spell of possession in the game. That shot deflected, and McMahon almost with a career moment right there. It was blocked in the end. 10 minutes into half number 2, 1-1.
Well, I think Rochester has come out, you know.
They're swinging.
Yeah, they've come out with some good energy, some good, you know, determination to try to get the winning goal here.
Hey, they came to win, and that's the scenario here in the postseason. Don't play not to lose, play to win.
Well, Obaso is an interesting player. I mean, he is tall, he's lanky. I think he has pretty good feet for the big man, and you know, you're always looking for those left backs.
Listed at 6'4", 185 from Birmingham, England. Central Connecticut State, where he played his college ball. Played for the English futsal team, as you can see right there. Tidy blue ball connecting. Good recovery run. So the match hits a bit of a lull, and everyone will reorganize and take a deep breath here. Minute 57, no score in the second half. Garcia cuts inside, playing right back tonight. Normally a defensive midfielder. That's a good ball to Rugg. Rugg went for the nutmeg. Baba Diallo, he's been good as well. Dixon is free, offside. And he just needed to be a half beat patient. That was the ball, but give Stoikov status, and Diallo in the back of doing a good job staying tight as a unit. Good team defending. McMahon and Jamison continue their battle. They exchange wins and giveaways. And a touch foul that time going against Galaxy 2.
Well, you know, one of the things now that is happening out there is that it's becoming a little too individualistic for the Galaxy. You know, they're just trying to do it on their own instead of combining and finding each other.
And that's something the Rhinos have done here in this second half. They've overlapped, they've 1-2, they've combined, they've played quick. And let's see how the Galaxy 2 respond. Another good job of stepping as a team defensively. There's Diallo, time and space. He's really gotten for it in this half, Ralph. He's in attack mode, pushes it and goes, and he's earned a corner. Why has he gotten more touches here in the second half? Is it more about what they're doing, Rochester, or more about what the Galaxy aren't doing defensively?
Well, I think it's more about Rochester. You know, they're doing a better job of holding the ball on this half of the field. So I always say when you make a couple of completion of your passing, it allows deeper lying guys to get forward into the attack. If you're only playing 1 or 2 passes and getting it forward, it's very difficult to get your outside backs into the attack.
60th minute. Perk up high, down low with it. Well done. Galaxy will patiently build. Let's see if they can work together here. Meanwhile, Sammy Ochoa gets a 58th minute penalty kick for Wilmington. The Hammerheads have tied things up there, 1-1. So both of these matchups here in this part of the semifinal bracket, that's shaping up tight here late.
Well, Sammy Ochoa is a young player from this area. Jesus' brother, Sammy, played with our U20s. You know, he's a player that Ziggy had for a while up in Seattle, let go, and you know, he's played. I saw when he played here against the Galaxy. Still a quality player. So, you know, that game itself, just like this one, you know, it's going to probably go down to the wire. It could both be overtime games. Who knows?
How proud is that family of those two boys, huh?
Oh, no doubt, and they have 2 other brothers that are good
coming
players.
through. Yeah, that's how it always works.
There's 4 of them.
Each incarnation seems to be a bit better. Good driven diagonal ball looking for Dixon. Dixon, an early ball. He set up the first goal, the only goal for the Rhinos. Jamison showing his one-on-one skills, accelerates, slips it through onside. Jamison sparking things to the left. Here's a chance for Los Dos. Rugg looking for it, and he gets it. 2-1. What a goal! Struck by Jamison. Hoffman does the heavy lifting, and in the end, knocked home by Rugg. Hey, the 3 best attackers for Galaxy 2 all season give them the lead here in this quarterfinal playoff pairing.
Well, again and again, as I've been saying, can you get the ball to Jamison?
Wow.
Can you get him to do his little bit of magic? A great ball in there by Hoffman. As he makes this ball, he bends it around the backside, catches the keeper in that near post, and he's in.
Well, the beauty
inside the 6.
The beauty of that sequence is just all the way around. And Jamison unlocked the Rhinos' tight defense with that great bit of individual skill. He finally beat McMahon. That was some of that youth. And he just hit the Jets at midfield. The Rhinos stayed back. They tried to step. It was too late. And then Hoffman, every touch was perfect. Drove it, played it in early. Rugg stayed onside. That's well done.
Well, those are the
Great
3
goal.
guys. Those are the 3 guys those 3 young players have to be the guys that combine, and those are the guys that have to make things happen offensively. Now the Galaxy have made a sub, and so has Rochester.
Yeah, coming on for Rochester just right now is Donnie Smith. And he replaces number 24, Sunley. And Covarrubias has come in and gets a touch early. And I believe he did, Villarreal.
Yeah, he took Villarreal out, and that was a sub that they had planned even prior to the goal.
Probably, great point.
He was there already at the table. And, you know, I think what that does for the Galaxy now is, you know, and I don't think it was done on a defensive idea, but it was done as to probably get a little more work in the midfield, you know, picking up the energy. And this is exactly what they need now, because they got to close this thing out now. Now this is the sign of this young club. Can they hold on to a 2-1 lead and finish this game on top?
An older Rhinos team backed up against the wall, undone by a teenager. 18-year-old Bradford Jamison doing what he does, a player destined to be a first-team player sooner than later on a consistent basis for the LA Galaxy, who are marching toward their 5th MLS Cup. 1-2 here. Garcia called for a foul, and Garcia is getting his 2nd yellow card, and a turning point here. Lucky it wasn't a penalty. J.C. Banks, and just like that, this is the thing about USL Pro. The games just come unhinged, and Garcia picked up a yellow card for arguing in the first half, and now his 2nd one for a physical foul will get him sent off here in the 65th minute.
Issues to number 25, Rafael Garcia, from the LA Galaxy team in the 65th minute.
Replay didn't really give the angle, but you know, for me, you know, I have to say what I want to say here about Rafa. I mean, he's got to understand he's got a yellow card.
Yep.
He's got to understand that he's the captain. So, you know, he's lucky it wasn't a penalty. You know, and he's lucky that, you know, the referee put it right on the edge of the box. And obviously the Rochester people are livid over the fact that, you know, it's just on the edge instead of
I think that is actually where it was.
Now here's the replay again.
There's the foul right there. I mean, look where the ball is and the foul is. That's the letter of the law. And Rafa Garcia will make the longest walk he'll make all season long. Should Galaxy 2 hang on here, their captain will be out for the game against the winner of Wilmington and Sac Republic, which is tied at 1 last check. 66th minute. Here's a turning point here, and this time will be added on.
I'm surprised that the ref let him walk that way out of on the pitch.
He did.
And you know, now Rochester's got exactly what they need. You're all away, you're down a goal, and now you got a man advantage for the remainder of the game, the last 25.
Smart veteran team with a man advantage. Meanwhile, Sac Republic FC 2, Wilmington 1, 64th minute. In the capital of California. Meanwhile, the Rhinos, they botch it. The Rhinos tried to go to the training ground instead of just whipping in a good ball. And here's Jamison. Don't want to see him on the counter. Great early ball here. Rugg, the Rhinos stretch. This could be a moment here. Rugg scoops it forward with him. Throttles down. Does he get the corner? Or excuse me, that's Covarrubias. 57, not 27. Probably should put my glasses on, Ralph, here.
Well, you know, one of the things that is quite evident now is that the shaping of the team, you know, and I think on that one there, it's going to be now obviously one guy highs for the Galaxy.
Hoffman hit his shot in, no problem at all, and actually probably plays into the Galaxy hands, considering how they just scored their last goal off a counter. And let's see if they continue to press. How would you organize this setup, losing your right back, Ralph?
Well, I think what the Galaxy have had to do now is they dropped Sturchkov back to the right back and so that you play with still 4 in the back. And then they've asked Charlie Rugg to come wide and just leave Hoffman up top alone.
There you go.
And that's the only way they can do it now to try to weather this storm.
Really good win. Boy, this is where the Rhinos are. It's like pick your poison. Turn into a track meet. Good looking ball for Hoffman. Wasn't going to win that foot race. '68th minute. Galaxy have come from a goal down to a goal in front. 2-1 here at home. They are playing a man down, however. Rafa Garcia, their captain, second yellow card, has him sent off. Now the Rhinos content to let this sequence percolate. On the ball is Walls. Good early ball out wide. Mendoza into the box, cuts back. Mendoza's shot, and he snatched it wide. 69th minute.
That was too easy. That was way too easy for Mendoza to get in and get a shot like that. And again, the Galaxy now have to react a little better on their defending qualities there, because, you know, again, it was a ball that was just played wide. He cuts inside, gets a clean look at goal. He just really muffled the shot. I mean, that was dangerous.
Mendoza, Florida native, for Orlando City. McCarthy hasn't really been tested. Made the save on the penalty kick. Couldn't keep Hoffman out the second time around. And was really just beaten the second time by a terrific team goal, one of the best of the year for Galaxy 2. Meanwhile, they're a man down, trying to figure it out. And they were lucky that time. Abbasi had just gotten too excited and got forward. Just a step offside.
Well, that's a concern right now, you know.
Good word.
When you have Charlie, no offense to him, now you're going to ask him to defend against Abbasi, and that's a matchup that's going to be interesting.
So here is the fun chess match, coach, if you will. So Chandler Hoffman's going to come off, and coming in will be Joe Franco, Cal State Northridge product.
Well, that's the reason they did that. They bring a right back for a right back.
Yep.
And not make a
Great
makeshift.
call.
And,
That's right.
And then get your right midfielder back up, and then now it's Rugg as the high one. I was surprised though that it was Hoffman that came off. You know.
Yeah, that's a win for the Rhinos in that regard. Dixon run off the ball that time. Errant pass out of the back. The Rhinos looking to spring. Dixon's onside. Oh! That pass was a metronome beat too late. Otherwise, Dixon's in one-on-one. Franco did just enough to step, as did Stetis.
And as the chess game continues now, you know, Lily's got to decide, okay, it's 19 minutes to go. When do I take out a back and come on with another attacking guy? Because clearly he's got to push for the equalizer or the season's over. So somewhere right now in his conversation with the substitution that's going to be made now, that's probably what's going to happen here.
Yep, Min Vu from Tucson, Arizona is going to check in. Abbasi does just enough. Tell you what, Mendoza, he's looking fit and strong here. The Rhinos season on the line, 2-1 down on the road. They won 2-1 back in June. Here's Abbasi. Keeps it. Diallo. Rochester, about 20 minutes left, including some stoppage time. Dixon didn't want the run that time. Promptly banged away. Mendoza comes off. I'll raise your Hoffman query, and I would say Mendoza looked like he was just starting to find his groove, but he comes off in the 73rd minute. He looked the most lively of the Rhinos attackers here in the second half, I should say.
Well, you know, again and again, coaches know their players and personnel, but you know, I would have kept him on because another good attacking guy in there.
Wu trying to get on the end of this long cross from the side. Jamison, he's got an amazing spring. I mean, at 18, he is just a tremendous athlete. And learning to play the game without the ball, learning when to use his abundance of skill. And he helped create the goal by getting the ball really just outside his his defensive third, facing, fundamentally sound, receiving it, and then a little step over, a little drag, and then dropped it into 5th gear and sprung Hoffman with a little 10-yard ball, side foots it on the ground. And that's a highlight reel sequence. If I'm Kurt Onalfo, I tell him, you can do this whenever you want to, my man, and I'm all right with that.
Well, you know, it's all of these things that you're trying to teach young players how to utilize what you have, which some of it is naturally gifted, and then also I think he's also technically gifted.
It's not a bad couple of boxes to really have, huh?
No.
Checked, that's for sure. Vu into the match from Penn State, does well to somehow get it back. McMahon calling for it. Oh, they skip him. McMahon now in a 50-50 position. Oh, Jamison wanted to just push it in behind him and mistouched it. Good win by Blee. Jamison back to goal. No look, keeps it. Here's Franco, the first time he's gotten a touch. I like that. Kurt Onalfo just telling him he could admonish the young man right there. He knows he's excited. He says, hey, not there. I love that.
Well, here's the thing, though, that, you know, that Rochester's got to figure out now.
Miscommunication there for a moment. Franco, first defensive play is a good one.
Is that they've got to put more pressure on the Galaxy being a man up. They can't let them build and play from behind. They've got to step up and squeeze them.
Meanwhile, Vukovic has got his second goal tonight for Sac Republic. They're stretching their lead now to 2 goals. They lead 3-1, minute 67. So it looks like Sacramento Republic, with the big boys in town, it looks like they're going to have a chance to put on their best dressed stuff and really show America what they're about, as they're on their way to hosting a USL Pro semifinal. Will it be against the LA Galaxy, the 2 teams out west that were best this season? Be fitting.
Well, the Galaxy now it's all about, you know, managing these last, you know, 15 to 20 minutes, and clearly right now they're not doing a good job at all. And what Rochester's doing to help them is committing fouls, allowing them to just do a little more 10, 15, 20 seconds off the clock every time.
This is about managing the game. Everyone, hey, I'll leave it for you. Hey, you take it. You got it. Hey, no, I'll leave it here. So this is all something that they've learned to do. So in theory, when they get those meaningful minutes, that's a foul there. Playing for LA Galaxy 1. That they know exactly what to do, because even though it's a different game, the situation's the same. Can you win a game 1-up? I'm down a man. These are the type of scenarios and situations you absolutely must have in your tool kit, if you will, to be a pro.
Well, you know, now what it really boils down to, though, a little bit, is see, like, it's I'm a little surprised that, you know, for example, they've got everyone back. I mean, I would leave some people up high to counter.
That one over hit. Did get a Rhinos player on the way out? It did not. It's a throw-in deep in their own third. Vu and Smith to come on for the visitors from New York. And Joe Franco, one Northridge player for another in essence. Rafa Garcia started the match at right back. Sent off for a second yellow card here in half number 2. The Galaxy 2 playing down a man, but up a goal. 79th minute. Franco's going to have to make a play. Does. Gets it away just enough. No offside on the throw-in. Franco one-on-one with the goal scorer for the Rhinos. Good looking ball in. Head away by Diallo. Good defending. First to the spot. Good defending's always about expecting you to get the ball. Got knocked down by Smith. Does he earn a corner? He does not. Goal kick for Galaxy 2.
Well, you know, one of the things that now that the Galaxy are, you know, trying to do and making sure they do is that, hey, making sure that you defend every play, every moment. And it's not no longer about trying to get another goal. It's just simply not conceding a goal. And that's all you have to do is just worry about getting the ball out of danger and serious spots.
And this is what you don't want to do, Ralph. Here in the 80th minute is commit fouls.
Well, you don't want to allow them opportunities to put the ball in the box here where things can be dangerous.
And they haven't been the most articulate on these free kick situations. Back post. Vu, his header was askew. And that time another service on the free kick, leaving something to be desired. Season on the line here.
This was a little shocking to me that, you know, he has the time to bring it down walls and he just miskicks that ball. I mean, he's got to bring it down, get it out of the air and try to get a shot. And I think that those are the things that you're looking for now in this latter stage of the game.
Well, we began the first half, Ralph, seeing the front of the Galaxy 2's kits because they were attacking. Now we're seeing quite a bit of their last names and their numbers because they're turning and having to track back because Rochester, this man advantage, are beginning to put some attrition on this Galaxy 2 team, making them chase. One substitution remaining for both clubs. Looks like Jack McBean's going to come in here. Started off the season pretty well for Galaxy 2. Good cut back. The Rhinos siphoned away. First real heart and throat moment here in the last 10.
That was a great opportunity that was lost by Rochester there. Nicely, a good cutback, good ball brought back, and Galaxy were fortunate.
One thing I will say, I love how Jameson's realized that he's got an old man on the basketball court. It's time to get up and down. He's done a good job of pressuring. Can he continue to put in the work defensively here? Galaxy 2 down a man, up a goal. Deflection will favor the home team. We'll take a breath and some air out of the ball.
LA Galaxy 2 substitution, number 32, Jack McBean.
What do you think about this substitution, third and final one for Kurt Onalfo tonight?
Well, I think what Kurt's thinking is that I got what I need in my two lines of four. What I really need again is another fresh legs, another guy up top that can just stretch the defense and keep them honest a little bit and occupy and be a good target man up there, and that's what they're going to ask Jack to do in these last 10 minutes or so.
He should be absolutely on all cylinders here to help do some running for the guys who are going to have a little tired and heavy in their legs. Dixon, shoulder to shoulder, well done. Stetis has been solid. McBean on the chase.
I've got another Galaxy player down in the box.
Looks like that's Diallo there. He's in no hurry. 84th minute. We will have 4 minutes of stoppage time.
So the rules are, and I don't know about the substitution rules, but I think during the league they had more than 3 compared to MLS, and you can see they're coming with 2 more subs here right now.
You're absolutely right. My correction there. So Colin Rolfe is going to check in. Also, it appears
in the 85th minute, Rochester substitution.
Well, on one roster he's not there, but on this roster it looks like it's Levi Oyapi.
Rochester Rams substitution. Number 22, Colin Rolfe in for number 3, Alex Dixon.
So Dixon comes off.
You know, and this was the perplexing thing to me, was that you know you're making 2 changes now, and it's critical now to push the game, and I think you got to make that sometimes a little earlier.
So Lee Nashian is in. So how about this, Ralph? Usually defenders don't get a chance to really come in off the bench, but Franco. And now Niishian are on in critical moments here. Talk about being thrown into the fire.
Well, they're asked to come in for injuries and subs and red cards, so it's going to be an interesting thing how they hold up and stay organized. That's a lot of people to change in your back 4.
87th minute. By any means necessary, the Galaxy 2 trying to hang on. Down a man, Rafa Garcia sent off in this half after the Galaxy had strung together one of the better team goals you'll see on their season highlight reel. Jamison, the Hoffman, the Rugg, those 3, the big guns in the attack for Galaxy 2, delivering right now. What is the difference between these 2 teams? The Rhinos trying to keep their season alive. He's been solid, humbly, and he draws the foul. That's well done. That's how you manage the game. Breaking plays, taking a foul. Hey, we're in no hurry here.
Well, I think one of the things that was shocking to me, again, another substitution, and again, I'm for me, one of the more dangerous players on the pitch here is Dixon, and he's on the bench. So if you're Kurt Onalfo, you're happy with that change there, because hey, they only got one guy high.
That's right.
So, you know, leave him on, take one of your other back players off. You only need 2 guys to mark one. I mean, it's only Jack who's the only guy high. It's Bean.
Jamison doesn't get the foul that time. The goal scorer for the Rhinos. That time, Banks had it broken up. Now he's working hard to win it back. No foul here. The ball's going to stay in. Right in front of Kurt Arnolfo. Well, playoff games are always gritty. One too many step overs that time.
Well, there's no need to do the step overs. You're a man up. Why are you trying to dribble out of the back? Find some people, get it to their feet. If that was my left back, I'd be giving him a little lip service because, I mean, it's silly. He's playing right into the Galaxy hand.
Well inside the 89th minute. No word on how much will be added on. I would expect 4. But probably put money on 5 being shown. It's another place where maybe Rafa Garcia didn't exactly help his team, because they're going to have to defend a little bit longer than that he had just gotten off in a prompt fashion.
He killed the game for the Galaxy, quite frankly, because Galaxy had the game in hand, and now he's turned the whole tide to just hang on and weather the storm and just try to get out of here with a 2-1 win by playing a man down.
90th minute. Patient build-up. Vu holds it back to goal. McMahon swings it in. Laid off. Here's a chance for the Rhinos. Their first real shot in a minute. Figuratively, and in the end, Perk does a good job of taking some of the panic out of the situation. The Rhinos not done yet. Remember, this is a team fighting for their season. Jameson can't hold it back to goal. Opeu comes in, head away. Jameson, the 4th, can't track it down. Didn't see how much stoppage time has been indicated. Actually, probably has not, as we're now just at a magical minute of 90. 5 minutes.
That's the right amount. It's clearly the right thing.
And I did put money on 5 minutes. So.
Yes, you did. So I don't know what the bank is going to give you back.
I think I can buy you a espresso.
There you go.
A little something. Meanwhile, the Rhinos have 5 left in their campaign. Galaxy 2 trying to hang on. Jameson, the 4th, sneaks in there, gives it right back. Hard lessons to be learned here. Will it be in a winning fashion for Galaxy 2? We will find out. Foul here. Waved off. Oh, and then now it's called. Radford wanted to wave it off, but the assistant referee on the far side had the flag up. Suspense.
This will be interesting to see how long it takes to get this free kick off. You know, because the Galaxy aren't budging for the 10 meters. They're just standing right on the ball. The referee and the Galaxy are trying to make another sub right now.
Meanwhile, Sac Republic 4-1. Adam John goal there. That was done and dusted. So Sacramento Republic will get a chance to play those great home fans to play one more time. Will it be against LA? Will it be a new rivalry, which would be fitting considering Jameson the 4th comes off to a well-deserved round of applause. How about that little rivalry budding if
well,
it
that's
holds
a big
up
rivalry because Preki likes nothing better than to get a piece of the Galaxy. I saw that in person in the game here, and he's really done a good job up there, Preki, with the club. And more importantly, you know, not only are they playing a chance that if they can win now with Orlando losing, they could host the final to win out. the next game and as well.
Free kick in. Oh, what a save! Brian Park with the save of the game. A dagger from Park.
Big time
on
save.
the Rhinos. They reload, refire, and away. Oh, what a touch that is! Another save by Park. Obasi with a nice sequence there. Nothing doing.
2 good saves, 2 good shots.
Wow.
But I think a little too late for Rochester.
It just kind of felt like, looking at their bench and their players, that they saw 2 great chances go away. They're not done. Lee, good move. Did he commit the foul? He does. And a yellow card forthcoming. Don't have Blee in my book.
No.
So,
but you know, here are you going, and this is again youth committing fouls, making, you know, the foul on top of the box. This foul now, another dead ball situation here.
yeah, you just got to take a deep angle run, try to force him back to play in support or square, and hope you get help in the recovery. But instead, he gambled and lost. And another free kick in as many minutes in a good spot. All hands on deck for the Rhinos. Their season down to just seconds. Be smart here if you're the Galaxy. 2, don't want to give up a silly foul. Another free kick leaving something to be desired for the Rhinos. Second ball in here. Park! Did he get to it first? He didn't, and it's headed away. Corner kick. Oh.
Galaxy are dodging the bullets now, left, right, and center. That's like the 3rd one. And now here's the last, probably the last chance here on this corner.
No doubt last chance saloon. Last call for Rochester on their 2014 season. And that was won by Tony Walls. Swing and a miss on the clearance, but here's McBean. Foot race here. McBean, the keeper's out. Keeper's out. McBean still on it. McBean to ice it. Cuts it back. And he gets the foul and the yellow card.
Well, this is why they had Jack come in, some fresh legs. I don't think a Hoffman at this stage of the game in the 90th minute or a Rugg could do that. And
well, a lot heavier to carry the ball like that. I thought he was going to give it up.
I don't think he ever looked and saw that. I think he was determined.
His head was down.
His head was down. I don't even know if he really saw him why, but you know, you got to give Perk a little bit of credit here. He came up big on some shots and some saves.
He did. Covarrubias was wide open to join the attack. Free kick here, hit hard but high over the goal. This is it for Rochester. And that's it, they run out of time. And that is the end of their season. The Rochester Rhinos with a man advantage can't come back because the Galaxy 2 do just enough on the day in their first ever playoff appearance. The youngsters get it done. A final score of 2-1. Second half goal by Charlie Rugg, the game winner, after a tremendous sequence igniting play by Bradford Jamieson IV. Charlie Hoffman did the heavy lifting in between. In the end, it was Rugg who side puts it home from inside the 6. 2-1 the final score, and they will now make the trip up to 5 to take on Sacramento Republic in the semifinal. Ralph, your closing thoughts.
Well, real quick, you know, it was a gutsy win for the Galaxy. You know, with the red card, playing the man down, to hang on against an experienced Rochester team. A good effort by the Galaxy young guns here, Galaxy Dos. And, you know, now they're going to have to go up and play in a hostile environment. Sold out crowd of 10,000 plus in Sacramento next week. And it'll be a real true test because I think that, you know, Sacramento is a good side, and the Galaxy had just recently gone up there and won, and I always think it's tough to go back and try to win again, but that's what it's going to take. And if they could do that, they could host the final.
Well, that's a great point, especially when you consider how these two teams ended up playing two hard-fought games during the season. A 2-1 win back in June by Rochester. A 2-1 win when it matters most to business into the season in mid-September. Charlie Rugg, the game-winning goal as the Galaxy 2. I can already hear the Beat LA chants beginning as they'll take on Sac Republic in what should be an entertaining match. The Galaxy 2 do it, a man down. They had to do it for 25 minutes. Guys going down the back, they kept it together, and Brian Perk has to get some credit. He kept this team very much in the front with a couple of big-time saves that really proved to be the difference. 2-1 the final score from the StubHub Center in Carson, California. For my partner, Ralph Perez, I'm Alan Hopkins. We'll see you next time as the Galaxy 2 prevail over the Rochester Rhinos 2-1.
America's greatest soccer club, claiming our league's greatest prize 4 times. Now we're hungrier than ever to bring glory to our great city of LA and capture a record 5th MLS Cup for our fans. We are the LA Galaxy. Great seats are still available for these exciting matches. Visit LAGalaxy.com for tickets now.